Hey guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks with Cradler90. I have one of my games for you all today. I'm taking out the Churchill III Tier 5 Russian Premium Heavy Tank out on Sand River in a standard battle. Now this tank has been in my garage since I first started playing tanks. I mean, this was the first premium tank I bought for maybe $10 or $15 at the time. And it was really considered not overpowered, but definitely the best bang for your buck back in the day because premium shells were not flying around. And the frontal armor and the side armor of this thing is really pretty darn tough to crack at tier 5, especially when a lot of the players are pretty new to the game and don't know just to shoot the turret of the Churchill III. It was a Lend-Lease tank given by the Brits based off their Churchill Mark I carriage or Mark III carriage, I'm not entirely sure of the history, to the Russians to help on the Eastern Front. What's pretty disappointing about this game is I have a fantastic game, which is not uncommon when you play these lower tiers, but we wind up losing, and I wound up getting a steel wall, top gun, high caliber, yet we still lose. And part of it is my fault at the very end. I should have been more decisive, and you'll see what I mean. But at that point, I was just trying to win the game, and I couldn't make my mind up. Anyway, you can see just the Crusader and the T-25, me and this M2 medium come up this southern and western flank, and the rest of our team either goes up to the mountain area, which is a good idea, or decides to just camp that ridge. We're losing 2-1 to begin with, and it doesn't get better much quicker, very quickly. Our T-25 is taking heavy damage from the tanks on this ridge, but I spot this T-34, and I'm a bit of a scummy player here. I just load premium so I could get through his front. Wind up tracking him and doing damage, which is nice. And I actually like this. You can see his shots coming in. Track him again, bounce off his lower glacis, and finally switch to regular ammo and go through his side armor. So that's one down. Our other tier 5 premium, the British Excelsior, has been taken out of the game by the Su-85B, which is definitely an overpowered tank destroyer. I'm sorry, it just is at tier 4. Oh, I spot this medium 2, or medium 3. He's not going to be much of a threat, so I kind of just keep going up. I know there's Wolverine up here, and I can be fairly certain that there's at least one other tank that went this way, although I haven't spotted them yet. I love the Russian voice acting. It's quite fun. Oh, there's their Chi-Nu, which is a tier 5 medium, Japanese. And his gun can pen me, so even though he's using high explosive. So I want to take him out first. I'm getting shot from the right too, but I'm not sure what it is at this point. I later come to find out that it was the Arty that hit me, but bounced using AP. And you can just see how lightly armored the Chi-Nu is. Easily go through it. But now there's a B1, whose gun I'm also not afraid of. I'm pretty much not afraid of any of these guns other than that Wolverine, which can easily pen me. I am tracked. The Su-26 kept me tracked, so I just used my repair kit so I could get out of here. I'm thinking to myself, let me just crest this ridge, put some pressure on them, and see if I can't get more than 2 kills in this game. We're just losing by 1 right now, and I'm trying to get these cheeky little shots here, but they're on the other side of the ridge, so unfortunately I can't bring my gun down to bear. Now when I play in these low tier tanks, I'm not really thinking about strategy, and it's probably my fault. So I just kind of roll around and YOLO around. Fortunately, that Wolverine only track damaged me. He might not be using the top gun. Now I keep my front armor facing that way while I take back shots at this Wolverine. If they were smart, they would try and shoot me in the turret, but they're far away and it's probably a tough shot for them to make. Gonna try and get a shot on this T-49, which is also a dangerous tank, but he seems to dip under the ledge quickly. So now I know there's a B1 and a medium 2, or medium 3. My medium 3 sadly was lost in battle. But I think I can handle these two by myself. We've tied up the game, and you can see we have a very nice defensive front on that eastern ridge. Unfortunately, they do have a T1 Heavy over there and the Su-85B, which are going to be tough tanks for my relatively underperforming team to handle. Though our Chi-Nu is still out there, so I had high hopes. Those hopes were soon dashed. Now I figure that both tanks are probably moving towards my base here, so instead of going all the way around, I decide to just crest this ridge and see if I can't get some butt shots on them. Let me just speed this up a little. Oh, I'm taking shots, and there's the B1. Put one through his turret, and there's the medium 3. Bounce off that decent frontal armor of the B1. Now I probably should have just finished off this medium 3 because I waste time killing him later in the game when I probably needed time just to run into cap. Taking shots from the AT-2, but I'm not really worried about his gun either. Though he is seeming to pen, he's probably hitting me in the turret. I've tracked myself, but set this B1 on fire and take him out. So I'm at 1715 damage and 4 kills already. I think I'm having a good game. And we pulled it to 10 to 8, but they still have that dangerous T1 Heavy out there. And the AT-2. So now I'm going to start assaulting the base. I see that I have 4 tanks and an arty defending our base, and I figure they can handle 2 tanks. I was definitely a little bit over exuberant and didn't realize that they just couldn't handle them. But this is the time wasting that I was talking about. But I take him out. Now I'm on 5 kills. Somehow our Chi-Nu got killed by the AT-2. He must have been tracked because the Chi-Nu player was a better player. And the AT-2 isn't tough if you track it, get around it, shoot it in the commander's hatch, which the Chi-Nu I think has a decent enough gun to take care of. So I spot that Su-26 that was pestering me earlier. And I take him out of the game. Now I should have just assaulted their base, but unfortunately I don't. I'm start to go after the AT-2, realize it's not going to work. My team is crumbling by my base, and I just run up here. This is all in fast forward mode because shouldn't have stopped there either, because we wind up losing to cap. And you can see that I'm just going to speed this up. The Su-26 tried its best, our Su-26, to reset the cap, but it just didn't work out for them. So that was the game. I'm going to show the screenshots in a second, and I hope you enjoyed. So like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time.